Hi, I am Casey, and I'm going to show you how to make a vegan challah today, and then maybe we'll shape it up into a really nice shape. Now, this is a lot more water than we normally use, and some people call this challah water challah, but it's just an egg substitute challah. So that's why there's more water than normal, because we're leaving the eggs out of this. Next, we're going to put 1 packet of yeast, so traditional yeast right into the mixing bowl. If you don't have a packet and you're measuring it out, it's about 2 1/4 teaspoons. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some of the sugar from the entire recipe and add it into the yeast so that it helps it bloom. It actually feeds the yeast. So I have my 1/2 cup here. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit in like so. And then you can mix it around a bit, and we're gonna leave it for about 10-15 minutes and just let it bloom to make sure that our yeast activates. If it doesn't activate, we wanna know ahead of time. That means our yeast isn't good anymore, and we wanna start all over with a brand new, different packet of yeast. We don't wanna go through all these steps and then not have our bread rise at the end. So we'll just leave this here for about 10-15 minutes and come back to it. So now that we know that our yeast has bloomed, we're going to add our flour in. This recipe calls for up to 7 cups of flour, but depending on your climate, the humidity, weather, different factors, your flour will change day to day. So we're gonna start with 3, incorporate that in with the salt, and then we'll continue adding the flour until we get the consistency we want. This time I'm using an all-purpose flour. It is by Trader Joe's, so it does have a little bit more gluten in it than the other brands. It's best to use bread flour if you can, and if not, any flour will work fine. So I'm gonna add in 1 tablespoon of salt. So I'm making this for Valentine's Day, so I'm using my pink Himalayan salt, and I'm gonna actually make a little heart shape too, hopefully. And you just wanna start mixing the dough together. So right now I'm at 5 cups of flour. I'll add 1 more now, and I'll add the 7th one when I get to the stand mixer if it needs it. I'm gonna turn out my dough right now. It's still really sticky. Take this down. It's really tough. This dough's tough. It's tougher than my other dough. So it normally forms into a ball in the stand mixer, but I think there's too much dough in there. It was starting to really go up the whole stand mixer. Just want to start kneading it, which is just like kind of pushing it out, away from you and out. Use your palms. We're gonna knead for about 10 minutes. So when I'm kneading, I really like to, it's a great meditative thing to do. And so I really like to take the time to send well wishes to people who need it or people who need healing. Think about what I'm grateful for. It shouldn't be sticking that much to the board. So yes, we will probably need all this extra flour over here. And we'll come back once it's kneaded and it's all ready to go into its second rise. We've let the dough rise. I just took the cover off. I actually have my area dusted with some flour. Pour this whole thing right on there. And see all these nice bubbles? These are beautiful air pockets. So I'm just gonna deflate it. Oh, it's so ooey gooey. I'll knead it a little bit and then I'll cut it into the strands. We're gonna do 5 strands. We're gonna do 2 challahs with 5 strands so we can make a beautiful heart shape. So I have a nice blob. I think I'll use half of it for now. I'm gonna put the other half back in the bowl, not using it right this second. And I'm just gonna recover it with the towel so it doesn't dry out. So we'll just cut these up into 3-ounce balls. So I will make 10 of these. And then once you have your ball, you can just kind of roll it over. I have my 10 balls. Then once you have all your balls, what we're just gonna do is just roll them into strands. So like this, so push down and out. For this braid we're doing, you want them fatter in the middle and taper. Okay, so we have our 5 strands here. We're gonna attach all the 5 strands. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're gonna take number 5 put one in between here and then cross those two over. And pinch the ends here. So this is going to be the first part of our heart. Go ahead and connect all 5 again. We will take this one here. Switch. I'm just going to take a bit of my extra dough here, just a very small amount. Just make 3, make like a tiny, tiny little braid. Make a little design at the top of the heart, like so. Just to kind of give it more definition. I'll show you what that looks like. I'm gonna put it on a tray and I'll show you what this looks like. Okay, this is what the challah heart looks like from this angle. I'll just show you the different braids. We'll go all the way around. Cover it, we're gonna cover with the towel, do another rise, and then we'll bake it in the oven. We'll do our egg wash, we'll put our decorations on it, we'll bake it in the oven, and at 350 for about 35 to 40 minutes or so. Now we're gonna decorate it. So this is gonna be in 2 steps. The first step, we're gonna put a little bit of a honey glaze on it. Put whatever seeds you want. I'm gonna be putting these sesame seeds on. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little bit on here. And I'm just gonna take some sesame seeds. So while I do this, I do preheat my oven right now at this point so that by the time it's ready, I can pop it in. Heart-shaped Valentine's Day challah. One thing I wanted to add, since it's Valentine's Day, is I got these little rose petals. Oh, they smell so good. Here it is. I hope you enjoy. Happy Valentine's Day. Enjoy, and we'll see you next time.